Hi friends. I woke up to quite the pleasant surprise today. Seems like the newly unveiled Tax the Rich sweatshirt being sold by the AOC campaign has been causing quite the stir amongst conservative circles. Every conservative online has been going off their tits about it. Stephen Crowder, PragerU, Daily Wire especially, non-stop posting about it. The reason that they're so up in arms is that they're pointing out that the Tax the Rich shirt costs a prohibitive $58. Wow. $58. It's like $70 or $80 in fake Australian funny money. So the joke is that the Tax the Rich sweatshirt can only be afforded by the rich. So here's the thing about the sweatshirt. As the online page points out, it's made in the USA. It's also produced by US workers that are unionized. And the price is increased because it's going to campaign funding. Here's the thing, when you don't rely on Chinese or Bangladeshi slave labor, yeah, the cost of items, especially clothing, goes up. Because that's... It's funny that when you have to pay your workers a fair wage, means that the prices aren't going to go up in the meantime. So this is the weakest gotcha, trying to put forth that AOC is in some way a hypocrite because the shirt costs $58 despite the fact that AOC is a progressive. But here's the thing, this is really a conversation about domestic production and workers' rights, protected workers' rights, workers with strong unions and strong negotiating power. I mean, Donald Trump ran some of his platform on a protectionist policy about bringing industry jobs back to America. The things that conservatives aren't going to want to admit is that by bringing those production jobs back, the cost of goods is going to go up. I mean, more important than the conservatives reeing over the sweatshirt is, the demonstration of a collectivized worker power. Workers collectively unionized are able to be paid a fair wage, which is really what the conversation should be centered around. Not the shirt, but workers' rights. I mean, just recently, Amazon warehouse workers in Alabama were trying to unionize. If you know anything about Amazon, Amazon has a history of union busting and anti-union rhetoric, anti-union tactics. Like any time that any word goes around any Amazon warehouses of collective organizing, those employees are quickly pushed out. Meanwhile, on the other side of the planet, 250 million workers join national strike in India. Wow. 250 million workers. More than the population of Australia. That's about more than 10 times the population of Australia. Population of America, I think, is 330. And I think this is somewhere around, I think it's at about 13% of India's workforce. And this is only one day. They did one day of general striking, and that was apparently, so far, enough. The story is not yet over. In the future, if we're ever going to have another national union movement, the biggest obstacle that we're going to face will be longevity. The world we live in today is very different from the world that the previous union generations lived in throughout the 20s up until the 70s or 80s. Longevity will be something that will just be really difficult to combat because they won't be able to devote as much time to that industrial action. Barring longevity, if you're not able to extend your workers' action for a long period of time, it can be offsetted by numbers. If a large enough percentage of the Australian or the American workforce was to do a general strike, it could last for a shorter amount of time, but it wouldn't matter if it was on a mass scale. The more you shut down, the more your demands are going to be met. The unfortunate thing about this Amazon story is that this is just one distribution center. This is by no means like the entire Amazon staff in America, or even half or a quarter. The only way collective bargaining works is if it's collective, a majority. So this is the message to take away from the Tax the Rich sweatshirt. Yes, the cost is prohibitively expensive, but this is what it takes to have protected workers' rights in domestic production. You either rely on international slave labor, or you create jobs and produce goods in your own country, but the price goes up as a result. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this quick video about my thoughts on the Tax the Rich sweatshirt. I thought it was funny. Join your union, solidarity forever. I'm Louis Vuitton. See you all very soon.